Hello, my sausage-shaped guardians. Well, we've had a bit more information this week on the future of Destiny 2 and what's going to be happening at the beginning of Season 13. And it's got a few people cheesed off. I was actually quite pleased with it all, to be honest, because let's face it, sunsetting has happened and there's bugger all we can do about it. So at least this way, first of all, we're going to have a few new weapons dropping back into the loot pool with a few new tweaks and perks on them. The weapons that are dropping back into the loot pool, they're from the Dreaming City and they're from Shadowkeep. So let's talk about the Shadowkeep stuff first. You know, the nice devil worship stuff. First of all, we have the Premonition Pulse Rifle. Now, this can only be acquired from the Pit of Heresy dungeon. So if you have kept these Hymn of Desecrations, you know, those little red things that pop up when you do stuff on the moon, then they're going to come in handy for your weapon drops. Then we've also got the Heretic Rocket Launcher. Hardly ever used it, couldn't really tell you very much for having new perks, so it is in effect a new weapon, I suppose. Then we've got the Blasphemer Shotgun, don't really have much experience of that, although I believe I do have one, and the Apostate Sniper Rifle, not the Aprostate Sniper Rifle, which is something completely different. So there you go, 4 interesting weapons dropping from Shadowkeep. Now for the Dreaming City, we've got the Waking Vigil Hand Cannon. Did play with that for a bit, but I can't really remember much about it. Sleepless Rocket Launcher. Didn't really use that much either, to be perfectly honest. So it'll actually be quite nice to take that one out for a spin and see what it's like. And then we've also got the Vouchsafe Scout Rifle. I do remember using that for quite a bit, actually, and I did enjoy it, so I'm quite glad to see that one being reintroduced so I can give it another whirl. And then finally, the Retold Tales Shotgun. I'm not much of a shotgun user. I do like them, but I tend to just sort of leave them in the cupboard and forget about them, so we'll see on that one. They're also reissuing the armor, the Dreaming City Reverie set and the Moon Dreambane armor, but they're only going to drop with high stats when you do the dungeons. So Shattered Throne, of course, on the Dreaming City and Pit of Heresy on the Moon. In this shot, the Titan looks like he's trying to either expel one or hold one in. Your guess is as good as mine. Something else that they're doing is they're bringing in the Moon Lost Sectors to act as either Master or Legendary Lost Sectors, which is one of my favourite things that they've brought in with Beyond Light. I'm still bloody hunting for a new exotic. I've done them loads of times and I haven't had one to drop yet, so it's a good chase for me. That's my chase at the moment, but come on, let me get one for God's sake, you cruel swines. Right, let's talk about new faction rewards, you know, strikes, Crucible, that kind of thing. Now in the past we've had these tokens that we've all saved up but never spent because the gear that you get back out of them doesn't come in at a very high level, so all you've done is trashed it for legendary shards and the like. So now we're going to have a rank reputation system. Basically, it's a similar kind of thing that we've been having in Seasons, you know, with the Prismatic Recaster, and I can't even remember what the bloody hell the one was for the Dawning and for Worthy with Rasputin. But you get reputation points, and then once you get up to a certain level, you get an engram reward at the end, and then that's how you get new weapons. And there's also going to be 2 new weapons, 2 new ritual weapons that are going to be popping up with each ritual, and by ritual I mean Crucible, Gambit and Strikes. What worries me is it's the same old stuff at the moment, so they've really got to be reintroducing, we need new stuff. We need new maps for Crucible, we need new maps for Gambit, we need new strikes. These things are getting very, very old now, and, you know, I mean, I've really enjoyed the Beyond Light stuff, and I love the weekly Exo challenges. I thought they were great. I really like the Empire hunts, which are, in effect, strikes, and that's great. But we need some more stuff to grind in the strike playlist. My god, it's just Lake of Shadows, which is so short, and then it goes to the Corrupted, which is so long, and I don't know, man. They've got to start sorting this out, because as a regular player on a weekly basis, I'm very, very bored at the moment, and the new season that we just had, the Season of the Hunt, that got completely lost in Beyond Light. Totally and utterly. They'd be much better off concentrating on Beyond Light, beefing that up a little bit, and then push the new season to the beginning of the year, January, February, and then start from there. Leave the DLC all beefy and lovely from November or October when it comes out, so you've got 2 or 3 months to play and discover, and then start adding new stuff in. They've also got all the old stuff that they've already taken out, so I understand it's difficult working from home, and I think Bungie are a fantastic company, and I think they turn out top-notch stuff. So what they really want to be doing now to stop people's interest being lost in the game, they need to bring out a new strike, or an old strike retouched up, or just something to sort of whet people's appetites, because there was so many strikes taken out. You could put loads more in and just make people a little bit happy, just dropping an odd one in now and again. It doesn't even have to tie with the beginning of the end of the season. A surprise drop in the middle of the season, that would be great, wouldn't it? Just something new to start expanding it back up to the game size that it was. Sorry, I had a bit of a rant there, didn't I? Well, there we are, anyway. Just a roundup, I wanted to go back to the scrappage of the tokens. Now, as of Season 13, Crucible tokens and the Crucible gift package malarkeys, they're all going to be gone. So we're going to have to get rid of all of our tokens before Season 13 starts, for 3 weeks. Now, I have 4,579 of these tokens. Now, it takes 20 tokens to put you up to another level. Now that means that I'm going to have to press my button 458 times to cash in all my tokens. And it takes about 2 seconds per button press. That's 916 seconds or 15 minutes of my life I'm going to have to press buttons for in the upcoming weeks. But not only that, you've got to take into consideration all the gobbledygook junk that comes out of them that you've got to scrap. So if you take that into consideration, it looks like I'm going to spend at least another 60 solid minutes, solid minutes, going through all the stuff and dismantling it, and that's not taking into account the looking at it, wondering what's going on, scratching your ass, staring out of the window, procrastinating, drinking coffee. That's gonna add at least another hour or so onto it. So for between now and the end of the season, I'm going to be spending about 3 hours going getting rid of all this stuff. I wish we could do it in a bigger bulk, but we can't. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that because I thought it was thoroughly irrelevant. The strikes tokens and the stuff for the other vendors like Banshee, they'll all be chucked out of the window in future seasons. So it'll all be going over to this reputation system, and I'm glad of that. I like that, because what they're also got in the reputation system is at certain ranks you'll be getting certain rewards. So at rank 4 you'll get 3 upgrade modules, rank 7 you'll get 3 enhancement cores, at rank 10 you'll get the seasonal ritual shader, and that says it changes to 3 enhancement cores after resetting your rank. Bloody hell. Rank 13, 2 enhancement prisms, that's not bad. Rank 16, seasonal ritual emblem, that's pretty cool. And then the reset reward for resetting your rank, you get an ascendant shard. And of course you'll be getting the normal stuff from the loot pool at the end of every level, because you get an engram. So I do think this is pretty cool. It does also say that additionally each of the above ranks, the special ranks I mentioned, that's 4, 7, 10, 13 and 16, you'll get a prime ritual engram for that as well. So they are niching off the weapons, and they're actually being able to concentrate what you're going to get in the engram. So you think, I want a Crucible prime weapon, you go over and do that one. I want Strike prime weapon, I want to go and do that one, and so on. I think that's pretty good change. So as for the start of Season 13, we're going to see this reputation rank type award system being applied to Shaxx at the Crucible and old Drifty Poos for the Gambit larkage. What do you think about all these new changes and where the game is at the moment? And do you think you're going to be still playing by the end of the year, or even by the end of the season? Shower me with all your comments about weapons and the new reputation system and all that bumf. And in the meantime, if you haven't already, drop us a subscribe. If you can't stand me, then don't. And also give me a like and drop a comment, as I mentioned just now previously in the past. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall jabber in your luggles again very soon. Sausage out.